Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another reading Scorpio solar eclipse. Let's begin with Gemini. With Gemini and the ascendant, we have the solar house of the Scorpio solar eclipse in the sixth house, the sixth house of health, service, the community, education, health and fitness, exercise, a rules of blue collar workers, co-workers, mundane jobs, minutia, routine, domesticity, and the daily vicissitudes of life. With the Scorpio solar eclipse affecting the 6th and 12th house polarity, we have a situation in which there is a blockage in knowledge concerning a situation concerning your health or your work, your job. And this can also, because it affects the 12th house, its polarity point, mental health. Gemini, let's see how the solar eclipse Scorpio in the 6th house and 12th house is affecting you. Oh, 1 second. I'm a little thirsty here. Trying to open the champagne from last night. And it's been tough. It's been tough. Now I'm going to go boop. I've been trying to open this bad boy for 2 days now. And I don't want it to break. This, there you go. Pop goes the weasel. Damn. That took a minute. Ooh, bubbles. And of course, I gotta put a little bit of orange juice. Ugh, here we go. Salute. Okay, Gemini, let's see. Mm, the Ace of Swords. Absolute truth. Okay, I'm gonna put on my glasses. Gemini, you've been a truth seeker this whole 2.5 years, 3 years. And the thing is that the truth that you're seeking is inside, not outside, inside. The Seven of Swords. Someone's been lying to you, stealing from you, whether that's money, time, energy, and you've known it. The Eight of Swords talks about undiluted, unprecedented truth. Seven of Swords. All of you in the collective have had issues with the Seven of Swords, which is about stealing, lying, manipulating, whether it's stealing money, energy, or time. Here we got the Two of Swords, which is a Libra. You see the symbol for Libra here. It's a Libra vibration. Okay? So And of course, the Seven of Swords is Aquarius vibration. It's a lot of air here. We got 7 plus 2. That's 9 of Swords. So you've been in your head for a long time about something that's been bothering you, gnawing at your mind, at the corners of your mind, at the recesses of your mind. Something ain't adding right when it comes to a relationship, whether it's a personal, business, intimate, or spouse, and something just doesn't feel right. With Libra here, with the Seven of Swords, right, which is an Aquarius energy, you could have a partner that's lying to you or stealing from you or cheating from you. Or you could have a partner, and this partner could be a lover. Do you want to be my lover? Right? And you are being deceived by somebody, a partner. Someone close to you, someone you trusted. And this is the undiluted, unprecedented truth. Gemini. And here is Gemini. The lovers. That's Gemini. Alhamdulillah. All the swords out. The freeze come out at night. The freak comes out at night. The freak comes out. That's the song. I don't know why. Sometimes I get downloaded to music. So I don't know why I'm getting that freaky song. The freak comes out at night. But yeah, this is Gemini card. This is your Gemini card, the lovers. So definitely there's been issue, and there's next to Libra, a partnership. Who's been stealing from you? With time, energy, or money, physicality? Had you confused? Had you locked up in your head? And this is the utmost unprecedented truth. Locked up in your head. This was a mental nightmare, Gemini, affecting your 12th house, which is the house of your mind. This is where the Scorpio new moon has been eclipsing. Well, it's been eclipsing the 6th house, because the 6th house is the health house. But so it's the 12th house. But something or someone was keeping you in this 9 of Swords energy, all up in your head about what was going on around you. And it has been eclipsed from you. That this could have been a partner, a lover, a friend, a business partner, a spouse. And that they were doing things that you never would have suspected they would do or connect this situation to them. But you have to really detach yourself from people and places and things and go inward to figure out the truth. And you kind of did that pretty well, Gemini. But it had to fucked up for a minute. It did. I ain't gonna lie. Because you felt like you were being pulled in different directions. Let me put on my glasses again. 8 of Wands. Communication. And a lot of you, during this 2.5-year cycle, have been having issues with communicating, or being communicated to, or even receiving communication. Okay? I get the sense that you've cut off a lot of communication from people, or withdrew communication from people, not knowing who to trust because of the thievery going on, the confusion going on. This is the absolute truth. This is where the blockage was, Gemini. Because the 6th house deals with work and routine. 9 to 5, going to work every day. It seems like it was in the work environment that you were getting the most torture, in the sense of either being ostracized, being gangsed up, being manipulated, love bombed, double ganger. Because, you're very popular, Gemini, and I think someone went after you and wanted to replace you, replace you. There was a moment here of isolation. There was a period of isolation that you went through. And some of it was induced by you, and others imposed this isolation onto you, Gemini. And here we have, oh Lord, Lord, 2, 7, 9, right? 2 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. That's 9. And then the Ace of Pentacles, that's 10 of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords. So 1 sword, then you get a 2 of Swords, that's 3. That's heartbreak. 3 of Swords is heartbreak. And then you got 7 of Swords. That's 10 of Swords. And then here we got another 10 of Swords. That's fears, Gemini. We got 2 sets of 10 of Swords. So you've been betrayed left and right, front and back, up and down and center, Gemini. You've been fucked up and betrayed by long-term friends that you thought you knew and that you felt knew you, and all your business was out in the street. A shitload of talk, too. Yeah, a shitload of talk. It wants communication. Yeah, this almost wore you out, Gemini. Had you almost in a state of mental instability. 10 of Swords. It's a lot. You went through a lot, Gemini. I ain't gonna lie. Terrible. And then we have the 7th card here. Right. The Moon. There was lots of secrets kept from you, Gemini. Or maybe you kept secrets from people. It can go either way. Let's find out through specificity what the secret is. All right. Okay. Let's put it over here. Over here. Let's see what this is about, Gemini. Ah, look at that. Your inner child is not healed. Your inner child is not healed. A secret hater in the reverse. Someone try to set you up. Set up. Sex. deception. Love bombing. Fairies around you in the reverse, which means lack of protection. Karmic family in the reverse. The problem wasn't your family, the problem was your friends. Karmic friends in toxic situations. Undercover homosexual in the reverse. When cards like that come out like that, it might have been an accusation, an attack, a false claim about homosexuality when it actually was not. That's what it could mean as well. Sexually molested as a child came out in the reverse. So this was not true, or if it was true, somebody healed from it, but is using it as an excuse. There's a lot of sex cards out here. Sex, love bombing. Someone knows more than they're letting off. Someone knows the truth of a situation and is keeping quiet about it. But this is very 12th house. Very 12th house energy, which is a polarity point of Virgo in the 6th house, the location of the solar eclipse, Scorpio solar eclipse. What else is being hidden by the moon? Let's see. Mm-hmm. Okay. What they've seen, which is nothing because it's in the reverse. And when it comes out that way, what they've seen, they're not going to discuss. They're not going to disclose. Someone was in despair, but no more. Indigo might be important. An inside job in the reverse. So it could have been, or there might have been help from outside of maybe your friends or your network of people that you know. The Tower. The Tower. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, that tower's been busy. Busier than the Grim Reaper. Just fucking up people. A white boy, reversed. Two-faced flattery. Cunning, the reverse. A fraud. Dealer. This could be a drug dealer or any other kinds of dealer. This could be an arms dealer, or some other kind of a dealer, next to a white boy. It could be white collar in that sense. So it looks like, Gemini, I have to say this. You had to experience this. You had to. A lot of the stuff is emotional and it's lunar. And I know that you like dealing with the intuitive, perceptive, intellectual faculties. But sometimes it's good to dip and dabble a little bit in uncharted waters, which is definitely very in keeping with the moon energy and the Pisces and Scorpio energy, which are all water signs and water houses. So I definitely believe that you have to go through sort of like an emotional uh, shock, an emotional jolt, so people can know what you're made of. So like that, they can think and feel and see and appreciate your threefold dimensionality. But I think for the most part, Gemini, you don't show that. You show the intellect, blase, blase, but one never feels that you show a holistic picture about who you are and your response from others. At least when we're talking about emotional concerns. And this is not to say that you're not emotional and that you don't vibrate deeply emotionally. You do. You do, but kind of like with Libra, you're concerned about yours, not anybody else's. Um, Unlike Libra, though, you listen and you show empathy to a certain degree. But like Libra, I think you also don't put into the equation when you're making your judgments and assessments of things and of people how much weight the emotions may have on a situation. You might or you might have in the past miscalculated places, things, situations, because not all the factors were put into the equation to come up with a proper conclusion about a person or a thing or a situation. Uh, Gemini, please forgive me, and Libra does it too. And I don't believe that this is done intentionally, but you leave out the emotional index of what people go through, have gone through, have experienced, and that's not added into the equation. And I guess because we don't have tools, maybe we will tomorrow, but we don't have the tools, the necessary tools to weight an emotional imprint, an emotional factor, like an RH factor in human blood. We don't know how to measure and give weight to an emotional experience and know if that is enough to change and alter things that might be intellectually driven. Gemini, I don't think you like merging the two. I don't think you like or even appreciate the emotional importance within a person, a place, or a situation. And many people like to extrapolate the emotion out of a situation and just deal with the logistics of what's involved, not knowing that the actual shortcut in understanding that is looking at the emotions. The emotions don't just pop out of nowhere. They are created due to a friction of something else that created the emotional response that in itself acts as a gauge and wager as to how to proceed in changing, affecting a situation intellectually, though the end result or the in between energies while things are being alchemized happens to be emotional. The emotional faculty has an imprint just as more valuable, and it is just as more valuable as that of the intellectual, mental, facultative printing imprint. I think, Gemini, that you have gone through a tumultuous experience, a roller coaster of highs and lows, to kind of shock you into exposing your emotional reactions instead of keeping them tightly controlled, and then measuring to what degree did you experience these emotions in relationship to what was done tangibly. If you're able to look at someone's pains and feelings and emotions and go backwards in time and connect them to a conclusive factor along with the intellectual faculties as to what made a person think or act or respond in a certain way or a given situation. That is not always linear and cut and dry, Gemini. But this type of lesson is difficult to teach intellectually because it doesn't involve that. It's something that has to happen by actual subjective experience. But here is where we have the problem, because that subjective experience doesn't seem to be respected by Gemini. I'm not saying that you don't, but I'm saying that it seems like you don't. That it doesn't weigh in the final evaluation of a place or a thing, and when it comes to assessing the weight and value of a situation. The emotions are always taken out, thinking that, oh, if it's too emotional, it's no good. No, if it's too histrionic, it blurs things, it clouds things. That may be true to a certain degree, but I don't think so in a larger context. I think the emotions do give valuable information about a particular person, place, or thing, or a situation. And we can reverse it and equally say that by adding the emotional factor, which may or may have nothing to do with the whole equation, might actually serve as the missing link as to why something is how it is or actually respond to that it does. It's not good to isolate situations or symptoms or asymptoms and then making judgments on their own. They might not be there to be judged that way. You might need to understand all the faculties in and of themselves and then homogenize them and put them together, creating a whole new synthesis of what each individual part may mean. It gets lost when we try to consolidate all of these other factors into one big conglomerate definition. It seems easy to do this with the intellectual and perceptive faculties. But when we come to the emotions, as to this day, many studies of many great schools, universities, and great researchers and scientists, to this day, they're still having difficulty seeming to weigh the importance of an emotional situation, place, or thing. And how the very thing that we are working on towards bringing to perfection and balance may spew out a residue or byproduct of emotional gook, I like to call it. And if we go and look and study these gooks, we might get at the level of insight that no other human being will ever dream of obtaining. You'll gain the two holy grails, the intellectual and the emotional. And when you merge them together, that becomes your evidence of godity. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Without a doubt. Now. Okay. Excuse me. We're going to look at another set of index cards and see if it awards us more information. Some of this stuff may resonate, some of it may not. Now that we use both feminine and masculine sort of forces, the man can have feminine forces, and a woman can have a man masculine forces. We got pages and wands and princes and princesses and kings and queens and high priestesses, and anyone can embody these energies, young or small, sex, female, male. Okay. Now, let's see what the second set of index cards are portraying. Again, the first set seems to clear right away that we have entities that have not slept, have not seen a pillow, and living in the modern town era, they don't know how to be civilized. Hmm. They just told me something completely different, all off kilter here. Look at that. Death spells were done on you. That's the moon. Because you got money. Or somebody got money. Something you know, something you're thinking about. But this was an uphill battle, which you won triumphantly, Gemini. Whether you were aware of this or not. Again, we have the issue with children. Alliance. Uh-huh. Past life memories. Heartless. 1, 2, 3. 3, 3, 3. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Okay. So Gemini, again, you were going through pretty much the same ordeal that all of us were going through. Hmm. Trying to see if I'm getting any more last minute messages. Cancer. Cancer, out of everybody, Cancer, you're a true embodiment of milk and honey, or a spoonful of sugar. Just a spoonful of sugar and the medicine go down. Mary Poppins. Yeah, I know a lot of people that wasn't even born. Oh God, I'm feeling my age. Ooh. Yeah. But that movie. Chicken became a talking bird with everything else surrounding it, talking and alive and shit. And it was magical. Yet, as a Gemini, you might tend to be how can I put it? Let's see. As I'm getting the download, very interesting with Cancer here. Okay, Cancer. To have Cancer in the mundane first house, that means that Capricorn is in the seventh house, which means that we have Sagittarius in the sixth house, Scorpio in the fifth house. Scorpio in the 5th house of lovemaking, double ganging, trauma ganging. What else? No Cancer. Let's see. The 5th house deals with love, romance, children, procreation, games, speculative games, especially gambling. And I know that we have some Arians and maybe some Sag that have an issue with alcohol, so I wouldn't be surprised if it came like that. Wow, this download is like almost difficult to come out. Let me put on the glasses again. Because they're reading glasses. So once I don't read, I take them back out. This card here is the Star. You know, Cancer, I gotta tell you, you have been the star, the star, the star. Yeah, you've overcome a lot. But for me, the biggest challenge, Cancer, was within you. You trusting you. Connecting to your inner child that has suffered some assaults. There was a lot of disillusionment here, a lot of betrayal here. Oh, it was awful, Cancer. Here we have Aries. The Three of Wands. Waiting for your ship to come in, Cancer. And it will. For some of you, it has already. Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is talking about jail or imprisonment. And it's definitely not in keeping with this card here. So it opens up another column. Wow. And here we got the Four of Pentacles. So we have someone who is a control freak and someone that is a control member. When I say control member, I mean that someone is trying to take control or have control over you, Cancer. They've been trying to do this for a long time, since the very beginning of the cycle. I don't know what it is that they want with you, but they want something. And the thing is that I don't believe that the people that want something even know what that is. Yeah. Here we have to interrupt that second row flow because it's a control factor, and it could be many people. Yeah, but I'm definitely getting men energy. In fact, let's proceed and see if we can use the index card that if necessary. Pisces, the Hangman. So far, not good. Lord, more dominion, more controlling. Two wands. Almost like grip me on the throat. With all the advantages of taking advantage of someone who's poor and unable to fend for themselves. You cried victim a lot. No, you say? In 2.5 years? Huh. There's a blank here. I'm getting these images, these visions. This has never happened before where I'm doing a reading, a spread, and a vision enters and has me interrupt the reading. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back to finish Cancer.